Hello everyone, welcome back to the solution of IGCSE 0625 February March 2025 variant 22. So this video contains the solution of questions from question number 21 to 40. So this is the part 2 of the solution. So let's start it. Which statement about the image produced by the plane mirror is not correct? In plane mirror, the image is always upright. Okay. Same size as the size of the object. Yes. Distance should be same from the mirror to the object from the mirror. So in plane mirror, image is always virtual. So it is not possible that image is going to be real. So this statement is not correct regarding the image formed in plane mirror. Option A is the correct answer. Okay. Now let's move towards the next part. A ray of light is incident on the boundary between air and water. Okay. Two mediums. Will be the lighter medium. This will be the denser medium. Which condition of ray of light is totally internally reflected? Now for total internal reflection, we have two conditions that light should travel from denser to lighter medium, that is from water to air, and angle of incidence should be greater than critical angle. Now we will look for this condition. Okay. It should be from water into air. This is air into water, which is not possible. Water, air. Okay. And then angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. At any angle, no. At any angle, not possible. Angle of incidence greater than critical angle, yes. Option D is fulfilling these two conditions, that light should travel from denser to lighter medium and angle of incidence should be greater than critical angle for the light to be totally internally reflected. Question number 23. A converging lens is used to make an image on the screen. Okay. This is the lens. In lens, image is formed on the screen over here. What type of image is formed on screen? Since this is within more than, I think so, focal length. So in general, in lens, image is always real, but it is inverted, not upright. So these two options are omitted because image cannot be virtual over here. It will be virtual if converging lens acts like a magnifying glass. But here is nothing like that. So image will be real and obviously it will be inverted, made on the screen like this. Let me draw the like this. Okay. So option A will be the correct answer. A negatively charged rod is brought near a metal surface. A positive charge develops on the surface of the metal. Okay. This. Closest to the negatively charged of the rod. Okay. Why is this? Now what happened? Metal carries or contains negative charges, that is electrons. Now, what had happened when negatively charged rod was supposed to brought near to the metal sphere? This has repelled the electrons from left side to over here, due to which there was the deficiency of charges and it is represented by positively charged. So now we have to check which will be the correct answer. So positive charges cannot move. Option C and D omitted. Electrons in sphere are attracted by the negatively charged. Negative and negative. They cannot attract, they will repel because like charges repel each other. So electron in the sphere repelled by the negatively charged rod. So option B will be the correct answer. The electromotive force of the cell is defined in terms of which quantity? Since this was electromotive force, formula was E is equals to W over Q or E over Q. So it will be energy related. Option power. Both options are being omitted because it is energy related, and it is the energy transferred by the cell in moving a charge around a circuit, closed circuit, or through battery. And what he is moving over here, he is saying voltage. Voltage cannot move, only charge moves. So which option is correct? Option A is the correct answer. Question number 26. A resistor of resistance R is connected to the battery of electromotive force V. There is a current IA. The power dissipated P by the resistor in time T. Energy transferred is E. Or which expression is correct? Okay. We know that P is equals to IV. P is equals to V square over R. E is equals to PT. E is equals to ITV. P is equal to V over R? No. P is equal to IVR? No. E is equal to PIT? No. E is equal to PT? And then E is equal to ITV? Yes. Option A will be the correct answer. So you have to memorize all the formulas related with power and resistance and energy. Okay, ji. The next question. A copper wire of length 80 centimeter, L1, and area 0.20 square millimeter, A1, has a resistor R. What length of the copper wire cross-sectional area, A2, has the same resistance R? Okay, we have to find L2. Both have same resistance. R1 is equals to R2. Since they have the same resistance, that is equals to R. And what was the formula? R is equals to length over area. So L1 over A1 is equals to L2 over A2. 80 over 0.20. L2 unknown, 0.40. Okay. Now let's solve it. 80 multiplied by 0.40 divided by 0.20. 160. So L2 is equals to 160 centimeter. Option D will be the correct answer. Question number 28. Okay. Four identical resistors are connected to the battery as shown in figure. Each resistor has a value of 120 ohm. Resistor R4 is removed. Okay. What effect does removing this resistor have on effective resistance of the circuit? Okay. First of all, we will calculate the total resistance of all the resistors connected in this way. Since this is the parallel combination, so resistance of this combination will be 120 divided by 3 is equal to 40. And this is now in series with this one. So 40 plus 120 is equals to 160 ohm. So before removing the R4, the total resistance of the circuit was 160 ohm. Okay. Now we have removed this resistor. Only two resistors are left. Now 120 equivalent resistance of parallel combination. This will be 60. And this was in series combination. So 120 to 180 ohm after removing R4. Now, what is difference between them? Are they same? No. So 180 minus 160 is equals to 20. Okay. So the new answer is 180. Old answer was 160. It's mean there is an increase of 20 ohm when R4 was removed. So does not change. It is going to be changed, crossed. Okay. Increases. Increases. Okay. Only one option is there. And this is 20 ohm. Yes. Values matches. So option C is the correct answer. Okay. The resistor in the circuits shown are identical. Okay. I'm going to write the values over here. V2 1.5, A2 0.50, A3 0.25 ampere. Okay. What are the readings on ammeter A1 and voltmeter V1? Okay. Since these are the, okay, this is the total resistance, or you can say EMF of the battery we have to find. Okay. Since these are the two resistors which are connected in series with each other and they are identical. So when resistors are the same, then voltage across them also remains same. Now, since these two resistors are connected in series with each other, so what will be the total voltage over here? 1.5 plus 1.5 is equals to 3 volts. Now, this is the parallel combination, 3 volt over here, 3 volt over here, and definitely this will give the value of V1, that is 3 volts. So it's mean that this option is not possible and this option is not possible because 3 volts are over here in option B and D. Now current, since this is the parallel combination, so how we can find total current? I is equals to I1 plus I2 and 0.50 plus 0.25, 0.75 ampere. Okay, which option is there? Option D. Since it's the 0.25, it is not possible. So option D is the correct answer. A wire is moved in the region between the poles of the magnet. A current is induced in the wire. Okay. In which direction the wire moves? We have to apply the Fleming's right hand rule. Okay. Horizontal, horizontal, perpendicular, perpendicular. Okay. We know that these three fingers are always making an angle of 90 degree with each other. So it's mean horizontal option is going to be crossed out. A is not possible, B is not possible. Now C and D can be the correct answer. Okay. Magnetic field lines always directed from north to south pole. So when you will apply the Fleming's right hand rule. Now why we are going to apply the right hand rule? Because current is induced. If he has written only current is there in the wire, then we have to apply the Fleming's left hand rule. Now since current is induced over here, so AC generator concept is there. So we have to apply the Fleming's right hand rule. And according to that, if I will place my forefinger from north to south, middle finger from top to bottom, then my thumb will definitely indicate into the plane of the paper. So you have to apply that to get the answer. Option C will be the correct answer. Okay. Question number 31. A fixed resistor is connected to the secondary coil of the step down transformer. The transformer is 100% efficient. So it's mean that its input power, PP, power in primary coil, should be equal to power in secondary coil. Okay. Obviously, this will be step down transformer. More turns are there, less turns are there. So NP is greater than NS. Okay. The value of resistor is adjusted so that the current in the fixed resistor decreases by 0.25 ampere. So it's mean its power decreases. Now, this is the 100% efficient transformer. So it's mean power in the primary has to decreased as well. Okay, there is no change. It is not possible. Okay, since values are decreasing, so it is decreased more by more than 0.25 ampere? No, since we know that a formula NP over NS is equals to IS over IP. And now from this formula, it's clear that when number of turns increase, there is an inverse relation between these two. So when number of turns in primary increases, current in the primary decreases. So it has more turns, so it has less current. So which option will be clear? Since it is decreased by 0.25, so definitely it will be decreased by less than 0.25 in order to make sure that on both sides power remains same. An electrical device that changes the voltage of an electrical supply from 240 volts AC into 20 volts AC. Since value is going to be decreased and only one device can do that, and that is transformer. So it will be step down transformer. So option C will be the correct answer. Question number 33. An AC generator is step up so that its coil of the wire is perpendicular to the magnetic field. The coil of the wire is rotated slowly to produce an alternating electromotive force. A graph of the induced EMF against time is plotted as the coil rotates. Okay, this is the graph. This is time axis, voltage over there. Which section of graph represents rotation of the 3/4? Okay, if we will consider this is the complete rotation, this will be the half rotation, and this will be the 1/4 rotation. So we have to move 3/4. So definitely we have to move the third part. Since this is the first part, 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4. So R. So which option will be correct? Which involves R, and that is OR. Option C will be the correct answer. Question number 34. It is related with radioactivity. A uranium nucleus U-238-92 decays to form thorium by emitting an alpha particle. Thorium decays to protactinium by emitting a beta particle. Which rows gives the atomic number and atomic mass number of the isotope of protactinium? Okay. Now we will go through this one. 292, 238. Okay. Alpha particle. We know that for alpha decay, A minus 4, Z minus 2. So it will be 234 and 90. For beta decay, we know that it's -1 and 0. Or you can say A remains as it is and Z is increased by 1. Okay. So it will be remain as it is, 234, and 90 plus 1, 91. Okay, we will look atomic number 91, 234. Option C will be the correct answer. And for gamma, A and Z remains as it is. Which row shows what happens to the nucleus decays by emitting beta particle? Already we know that. In beta particles are similar to electrons, that is -1 and 0. So particle emitted electron, it will be cancelled. Proton is not possible. And what is happening during beta decay? One neutron is changing into proton and electron. So which option will be correct? Option A. A proton changes to neutron and electron? No. A neutron. Always a neutron will be converted into a proton and electron. So option A will be the correct answer. Question number 36. Which precaution does not always reduce scientific exposure when working with the source of ionization radiation? So it's the precautionary measure. Okay. Placing lead shield. Yes, it protects us. Limiting time of exposure, it protects us. Increasing distance, it protects us. And now, ensuring that scientist works only works with the sources of radiation that have long half-life. That is dangerous, because longer the half-life, longer the probabilities of emission of radiations. So option A will be the correct answer. Question number 37. A detector is placed near a radioactive isotope and records a count rate of 700 counts per minute. The half-life is 8 minutes. Average background is 60 counts per minute. What is the count rate measured after 16 minutes? Okay. First of all, we will calculate number of half-life 16. What was the half-life? 8 minutes. So now we are requiring two half-lives. Since 700 is the original value, but along with this value, we are given with the background radiation as well. And what is that value? 60. So 700 minus 60 in order to get the actual or real value of the radiation emitted by the element. Okay, it will be 640. Now, how many half-lives were there? Two. So 640 divided by 2, it will be 320 divided by 2, 160. But since background radiation is still there, so we have to add it up, and then this will be 0, 2, 2, 220. So what will be the answer? Option D is the correct answer. Question number 38. The nucleus of an isotope of nitrogen N absorbs a neutron, okay, over here. It then decays into an isotope of carbon C and emits X. What is X? Okay. Now we will count the value of A and Z on both sides first. 14 plus 1, 15. 7 plus 0, 7. Okay. 14 over here and 15. So it's mean for X, there should be 1. And 7, there should be 1 as well. Okay. For alpha, it should be 2 He4. 2 and 4, no. Alpha is not possible. Beta, fast moving electrons, -1, 0. 1, 1, no. Gamma, 0, 0. 1, 1, no. So obviously it will be a proton over here. So in this way, by comparing their nature with the required value, we can get the correct answer. Okay, question number 39. The graph shows how the strength of Earth's gravitational field varies as the distance from the Earth's surface increases. Okay. They are inversely proportional to each other. Which rows describe the effect of this as on the mass and on the weight? Okay. So as distance increases, gravitational field strength decreases. So it's mean that it is due to the decrease in value of G. But there is no change in the mass because mass is not affected by the value of G. Weight is always affected by the value of G. So in order to get the correct answer, okay, mass remains same. So it means C and D can be possible. Mass decreases not possible. And now at particular height, what happens? Since distance increases and gravitational field decreases, so what is the formula of weight? W is equal to mg. So when G decreases, weight also decreases. So unchanged kabhi bhi nahi hoga, it will be decreases. So option C is the correct answer. Question number 40. A student plots a graph of the speed of different galaxies moving away from the Earth against their distance from the Earth. Okay. Using the best straight line shown on the graph, what is the value of Hubble constant? We know that formula of Hubble constant HO is equals to V over D. V is the speed of recession and D is the distance from Earth. Okay, we will consider this value because it's the exact value over here. So what is the value of speed? 20. And now this is 10 raised to power 25. Make sure you have to write this as well. 1 into 10 raised to power 25. So when you will solve this by using calculator, answer will be option A. I hope now all the questions are clear. So if there is any quick query, please write that question in comments. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.